Welcome back. I'm Paul. Today is Sunday, so it is the day we go through our 12-pound barrel. It's our Sunday ritual. It's pretty early in the morning, so my assistant is still sleeping. So I'll see if I can get it done by myself. I always feel like I put too much water in, but when I did it last week, it didn't look like there was too much. But then it must pack in there or settle more or whatever as it rounds. And I'm going to try to put less water in there. I've heard it'll round the rocks a little faster if there's a little less water. But all right, looks like there's no grit left over. I see some of our Mookieite jasper, our large piece of quartz. It's looking pretty nice. Our other large rock that I don't know what it is, but it feels like it's round off quite a bit. All right. Ooh, that was a new one last week. That went really fast. It's looking nice. Got a lot of nice bands on that one. One too. Awesome. It's a piece of granite with a white quartz band through it. Some more of the Mookieite. Some other stuff. All right, there's our last basket load. And it's looking good. All right, I'll go through that and we'll be back to look at some of it, and we'll find some new stuff to put in the barrel if we have some room and get it rolling again. All right, we actually took a fair amount of stuff out this week. There's a lot of stuff in there that no matter how long I tumble it, it's not gonna turn into anything nice because it's got some big holes and stuff in it. So I just decided to start pulling some of that stuff. But we've got this nice piece of quartz. It's kind of got some yellow to it, but it's pretty well flawless on the outside. It was pretty rounded when we started with it. It's only been in there a couple weeks, but it looks really nice. And then I've got some pieces of like the Mookieite. Like this one is so thin that in that barrel it's chipping the edge off, like right here. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. If I want to try to put it in a 3-pound barrel, if I'm just going to polish it or what, because the more it chips and breaks that corner off, it's not going to be anything worth a heck either. So I'm starting to think some of my Mookieite is fairly low quality because a lot of it has tons of big cracks and holes and just jagged edges that are going to take a long time to get rid of, unless I get the grinder out, and I may as it warms up here and I have more time out in the garage. So we got a pretty good amount of stuff that we're taking out this week, and I just wanted to mention that I'll put out some miscellaneous batches videos for miscellaneous batches that are medium to polish in my lotto tumbler, and that's all of this stuff will eventually be in one of those videos. And that's where and then we'll get to look at it in more detail, or closer, I should say. If it's stuff that doesn't look really good, I usually don't make a video on it, but we get some stuff randomly that does turn out pretty nice. So aside for the kind of that we order, like the picture jasper and the mookieite, and we've got sodalite going, and we've got polychrome jasper, normally full batches like that, I always do videos on, but random stuff all depends on what we got. So this is the biggest one we have in there right now. And this is something we found locally. And it's not going to, I mean, I might just tumble this thing until it's like, it'll be a lot smaller, which I'm fine with, because I don't want to polish anything this big quite yet, because I don't really have room for anything. So we're just going to keep letting it roll, see what it turns into. It's kind of got some neat colors, and I think it will polish nice when we finally get it to the point where it is ready for polish. And here's a piece of quartz. This is looking pretty good. Just a big old white quartz piece. It's got a little bit of imperfections and impurities right here, but we'll tumble it a little bit longer, get some of that out, and that'll be another pretty large piece to try to polish. So we'll see how that turns out. We've got this big piece of chert, and it's getting pretty close. There's just a spot back there, and other than that, there's one little spot there, and then one little rough spot there. I'm thinking maybe next week or the week after, this could be ready to pull and go to polish. And then this is another large piece that we put in about the same time, and it was really bumpy when we started. It's starting to smooth out. So it doesn't have a lot of cool colors or anything, but that's what you get for a local rock around my area. So we'll see if it turns into anything. I pulled out a few pieces of the mookieite just so we can kind of glance at. Some of these are starting to look nice. There's still a few flaws here and there, like this one's got a big groove right there. And if I get my grinder out, I could probably take this down and get rid of that a lot faster, but we'll see what happens next week. I might have more time to get the grinder out. And this one's got a big gouge in the bottom there too. It's hard to see because it's right where the red is, but there's a groove there, and there's another rough spot here. And so that stuff is taking quite a while. I've got this green rock that we found locally, and it's actually looking really good. Other than the fact that it's got a crack. I don't know if right there's a crack that kind of goes, and it goes all the way around and right on this edge right there. So we'll see. It's got some rough spots to get out of there yet, as long as that doesn't pop off. And if it does pop off, we might still have a decent enough piece to polish there. So we'll see what happens. This one we put in last week, it's got some really cool bands on it. It's not like an agate though. I don't know exactly what it is, but it doesn't have the agate texture to it. But you can see the groove on the face there. That we're going to try to get rid of that. And a couple other little spots. But other than that, it looks pretty neat. Hopefully another week or two on that one, and we'll be able to put it in polish. This was that granite with the quartz vein in it. Not looking too bad. A lot of these were, you know, local rocks, and they were not river rocks, so they were all pretty rough when we started. A lot of that stuff ends up taking months to get to the point where I want it. There's another one we found in the landscaping at our house, and it just had cool lines on it, so we'll see if it'll polish. I don't know what kind of rock it is, but could look neat when it's done. And then this is another agate that wasn't found locally, but it's got some pink and green on it, and it's getting close to being ready, but it's got some time. It's another agate that had the coating on it that won't polish, but you can see the little crystal pocket or whatever right there, and it's agate. We're exposing more and more of the agate, so it's starting to look a lot cooler, but there's still, I don't know if you can see it in the video there, but that layer on the back side here, or on this side I should say, is getting really thin, almost to the point where we could polish it. So, and it might end up turning out pretty nice. It's a pretty cool looking rock. And then the last one I got here in the show and tell bin is the one that had the white, it's chert that had the white stuff. There's a little one right there, and then this little stuff right here. And then we'll see if that polishes up. So that's what we've got this week. And I think this week, to fill the barrel, we are going to use, I've got a bucket of miscellaneous stuff that we've picked up around here. And I don't know what a lot of it is. I think some of this stuff is like red jasper, but I'm not 100% sure. We'll have to see if it polishes up. I don't know what that one is, but this one I think feels like jasper. So we'll put that one in. I had a couple other ones in mind here that I wanted to throw in. Oh, this one's pretty rounded, and it's one of those ones that, I don't know, got bands on it. It's not a jasper or an agate or anything, but we will just put it in there and roll it and see how it smooths out. Maybe we'll try to polish it. It's got the cool lines on it. So there's that one. What else do we have in here? That one feels like jasper, like red or dark red. We'll try that. I don't know what that is. That green. I thought I had another green rock in here. Yeah, we do. There's another big green rock that's got a good texture to it, like it might. More of a microcrystalline, which is smaller crystals, so they polish better than the large crystals of some quartz. So try that. Throw that little guy in. What else we got? Another green one. Oh, that's kind of cool. We'll throw that in. It's got a big crack in it. We'll wait on that. Throw that red one in that I checked earlier. Alright, we'll throw those guys in. And I think we'll call that good for this week. We will do 14 tablespoons of the 4670 grit. And I always run it for a week and then take it out and wash it. I was going to take some of that water out, but now it's too late because the grit's in there. So it's going to be what it is. Alright, well, thanks for watching. We will be back next week and we'll look at some of that stuff and see how it's doing.